everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate all your kind questions, comments, supporting me here also on my Patreon page, booking lessons with me, also volunteering with your time. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. So today we're going to talk about posture, more specifically correct body alignment with the violin. So let's start right away. So now we think, so moving the bow involves on the right hand like this, but it may look normal because I'm holding the violin, but if I put my violin away and then do the same motion, you will see the rest of the body is not moving at all. You may practice slightly, make it work, but the problem with working only one arm, not adjusting the rest of the body, is when we have a bouncy bow, unsettled sound, or sometimes we get exhausted faster. So it goes, the most important one when it comes to correct body alignment with the violin, it says, whenever something moves, whether it's right hand, left hand, the rest of the body has to adjust. There's no one thing like keep the body straight, elbow straight, and only move one arm and hoping that will work the best. It doesn't not work like that. Even imagine yourself, even when we walk, we don't walk straight body, but we move our body along, moving our torso a bit and the legs and hips as well. And because this is how our body itself balances well, and find a way to go forward with least work done a most efficient way. Same goes with the violin playing. It's important to keep your body in a line in certain way to support your playing easier with a minimum work and in most natural way. It goes like this. So when you play, when you move your bow arm, instead of just moving right arm alone, and unfortunately a lot of beginners didn't start like they're going down and up bow. From early on, see if you can find connection between right and left hand. So whenever, I'm going to put my violin away again. Whenever my right hand goes away, my left hand has to go away from my body too, and vice versa. So notice that when my right hand is in front of my nose, my left hand comes too. And when my right hand bow hand goes away from my nose, my left hand goes away too. Do you see that one? That way, the bow has a higher chance to keep in a better control, and then your sound production will become easier to control, and also avoiding the unwanted bouncing stroke. So it goes like this. Just hold the violin the way you would do in the first position without touching anything. So when my right hand is in front of my nose, my left hand goes also in front of my nose. And then as my bow moves, my right hand moves away from my nose, left hand does the same thing. Now my both hands are away from my nose, and if I go up bow, the reverse happens. Now I will bring my right hand closer to my nose, and left hand come closer to my nose too. Like that. So not only we're reducing the work of the right hand, but also it gives a left hand, greater control, so that which ultimately keeping the contact point correctly, keeping the bow weight properly, therefore you will produce a beautiful sound. So if you're not sure, just simply when my right hand is in the center, in front of my nose, the left hand is same. And away. Notice the motion is sideways. I'm going to show you this way. And also this way. Of course, we don't swing our body this much, but when we're new to this one, it's a good idea to exaggerate. Second one, you will learn to raise or adjust the right elbow height depending on each string, which is correct. So because the bridge is arched, so in order to be in specific string, you have to adjust the right elbow height by raising it or lowering it. That is correct. But what we forget, just like before, when right elbow moves, left hand has to move something, and also rest of body a little. So now, so here, when I go E string, and if I move only the right elbow to play G string, even though I can reach it, but that's quite a lot of work. So if I do the same thing with that violin, you will see. So when I go to the G string, the degree of my right elbow height moved a lot. Not only that, my right elbow feels like it's out of place. My right elbow does not feel like connected to my body, but it left alone. Therefore, we often lose control, or we're trying to compensate by pressing it. And it's a kind of negative snowball. Then we get tense and we get tired and we make more mistakes and so on. Here, what we have to do as we raise the elbow, we have to adjust the angle of the violin. Let's see if I can get a pencil. So angle of the violin. So now when we learn how to violin, so when you're on the A string, the angle should be about this one. Now when we go to G string, instead of keeping same, what you do is you stick your shoulder forward. By doing that one, you're tilting your violin. It's a permanent, does that a lot. He's doing great when it comes to G string. He tilts violin sometimes so much so his violin is almost vertical. We don't have to do that extreme, but it makes a huge difference. So by sticking your shoulder forward, you're tilting your violin. Why do we do that? So now, from the A string, G string, I tilt my violin by sticking my shoulder forward, and then the degree of my right elbow from E to G string becomes smaller. Not only that, also the bow sits a little closer to horizontal line. Therefore, we can get help of gravity, which means the bow stays on the string better, which means we'll produce better sound. The reverse happens too. When you go to E string, A string, if you keep that way, you have to place the bow on sideways, it's almost vertical. This is not a good place. So you open your chest up. By opening your chest up, you're flattening the angle of your violin this way. For G, this way. So now by opening your chest up, like this, literally opening up, then your violin angle has changed and your bow sits a little closer to horizontal. Therefore, again, it's easier to produce big sound or nicer sound because the bow sits well comfortably closer to horizontal line. Or when it comes to E string, we go one step farther. Not only we open chest, we almost bend our back backward like this. So high frets does a lot. High frets has a lot of play. His back is bending backwards and he's raising violin because often his posture is played on the E string in high position. And that works very well. It's not only his idea, but that's how, when you try that one, your body will find it in most natural way because that works best for our body posture. So on E string, not only open your chest, but bending your back a little backwards, then you will see your E string is closer to horizontal, not completely horizontal, but close enough. And if you go higher position, on top of that, you raise your violin up and go to your left, and this is, you have the very famous high fat posture, like that. So now, body alignment here. Notice that there's no one body posture, there's a really straight body. Either we tilt our violin by sticking our shoulder. When you do that, also you might find that your back is a little hunched over, but it's not the hunching over is causing anything or helping it, but we're just changing the angle of the violin. G, open your chest, D, A. For E string, you bend your back backwards and then raise it. Now, third one, the last point, which is most important. Find the connection between left and right arm into your torso, into your core body. It's important, especially when you're playing very fast here, let's say, play. So now here, I may look like I'm moving on your right hand, but I'm slightly moving left hand, but at the same time, I try to find a connection between my left and right hand within my body, within my torso. It's important when you play fast one or difficult passages, you find you may move one arm more than the other, left arm adjust slightly, yeah, and then but you always find the center support coming from your body. When we play difficult passages, fast or very like there's a lot of uppo, then what we end up doing is we end up tightening our body, making it with big chunk, and sometimes we even tippy toe without wanting it. It's important to know, feel the center connection between both arms in a relaxed way in your core body, in your tummy. Make sure stay lowered, not raise it, and flare up both elbow while finding the connection between both the arms. Or even when you play fast and rough. Yeah, here, even though my left arm is not swinging much, but I am still connecting my left arm to my right arm while doing. Yeah, so make sure whatever you do, try to find certain connection to your body. If you feel like you're getting tensed up, see if you're tensing up your shoulder, and sometimes literally bending your knees down, physically lowering your body helps to get rid of the tension in the shoulder, or take active big breathing like that. Yeah, so now conclusion. There's no one body alignment that works for every stroke or every passages. What it works is allow your body to react in flexible way, either moving both arms together, or if your both hands are very busy, try to find a certain connection into your body in a relaxed way. Yeah, I hope this gave you some ideas. Thank you for watching. I wish you all happy practicing. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.